Oh, hey guys, Donnie with PG Hat Co. Today I want to talk to you about a question that we get asked daily, either by email, comments online, social media, and that is why we decided to go with Glowforge and why we decided to go with the Pro model over the Plus model or even the basic model. So hopefully I can answer those questions for you and maybe clear some things up. Behind me, you'll see both of our Glowforge Pros, and you can actually see the leather sticking out of the one right there. And that was one of the reasons that we decided to use the Glowforge Pro for our business, was because of the pass-through slot. We didn't know exactly what we were going to use the pass-through slot for, if it was going to be for woodwork or if it was just going to be for passing leather hides through. But we didn't want to get the Plus model or the basic model and regret later down the road not getting the Pro model, which also has better cooling and a slightly more powerful laser, and that allows us to run hours literally all day long. We run them about 8 to 10 hours per day inside of our home-based garage in Florida. Let's talk about the cost. A Glowforge Pro is right at $6,000 shipped to you. The Glowforge Plus is right at $4,000, and then the basic is $3,000. What you get between the basic and the Plus, there's not a whole lot of differences there, but once you get to the Pro model, you do get a jump up, like I mentioned, better cooling, better power, and the other options with the pass-through slots. But one of the top questions that we get is, why did we use Glowforge over some of the other brands out there? We did heavy research back in January of 2020. We did months of research. We kind of sat on it. The pandemic hit. We didn't know what was going to happen with our business. So we had a good 6 months of watching YouTube videos, reading reviews, getting on chat forums like Reddit, just reading comments and other people's experience with Glowforge and other models of different brands. Some of the ones we looked at were the Boss laser. We looked at, there's a Make Block laser. We looked at Flux, the Flux BMO laser. There was a full spectrum laser that we looked at, the Muse model. And some of these had other options that you could get, such as a deeper bed to work with to allow larger materials. Some of them had add-ons that you could get, like the rotary engravers, where you could put a Yeti cup or a pint glass, where you could set the object inside the machine and it'll rotate while you engrave on it. That was kind of a make or break option for us, but we don't do that. We were already utilizing our services as a leather patch manufacturer. Behind me, you can see all of our hats that we make. So when we purchased our machine, we were doing everything by hand prior to that. So we had a print process that we were doing where we were printing onto some subpar quality leather. Then we were using our a cutting wheel and just hand cutting everything. And that was great, you know, when we were doing 10 to 15 orders, say, per week. But when you start getting custom requests for circles and ovals and contour cuts, that's when we had to start thinking about expanding and trying to find something that would do the work for us and that could work almost like you're hiring a employee, you know, and it's working while you work. So our goal was to get a machine while it was working and making the patches for us. We could be at our workstation applying the patches to the hats. When we first started reviewing machines, we were here just like you're probably here, looking on YouTube, trying to see what you can find to make your indecision. So one of the things that we had looked at, obviously, was cost. We had looked at the size of the machines. We were in our garage of our home. As you can see, our setup behind us. So space was very important for us. And the Glowforge is labeled as a desktop hobby laser machine. Like I said, there's other machines out there that are faster, that have more engraving and cutting power, that have bigger beds that allow you to work on larger objects, that have the rotary option. To put it into perspective, as far as size goes, the other laser that we were looking at, price was pretty similar. If you wanted the rotary option to do cups and mugs and things like that, that is on average a $600 to $1,000 add-on. But it came down to that's not what we do. So we had already been making leather patch hats 2 years prior to us getting our Glowforge Pro. So that didn't really matter to us. We stayed busy enough just with hats and the little bit of leather kind of side stuff that we do that honestly we don't have time to do Yeti cups and things like that. So we put a big X there because we just didn't want to get into that market. It's hard to get into that market when you get ads all the time and they are so cheap to buy custom laser engraved cups from these other big companies. It's hard to compete with that. So we wanted to fill and create more of a niche market for our brand and for what we were already doing. All of the Glowforge machines are the exact same size. The only thing that is different with them is what you get inside. So a Glowforge is, roughly it's 38 by 22. This is inches, 38 inches, 22 inches, and about 8.5 inches high. So to me, that is a desktop laser. The Boss laser, for comparison, their smallest one that they've got that is very comparable to the Glowforge is 61 inches by 36 inches by 45 inches. That is a gigantic machine. And I know that it is a great machine, but we didn't want to have something that huge in our garage because we still utilize this as a garage and we just needed space for inventory, stock, and working area. Which brings me to the next point, is how thick of an item can you put inside your machine? This one is off currently, but as you can see, fold the door. You've got your crumb tray here. If you want to do larger objects, you can remove the crumb tray and work from the floor to the bottom of your laser head. We pulled this out to do engravings on Bibles. Someone wants their name on it or a nice message, something like that. Without the crumb tray in here, you get about 3 inches of working room. And we've done laser engravings on shot glasses. We'll put a flask in there and engrave on a flask. With the crumb tray in, you get about an inch and a half of space between the tray top and the bottom of your laser head, which you never want to go all the way up to the top right here. And the Glowforge software will let you know that also. It'll say that you need to remove your crumb tray to do larger items taller than 2 inches. It automatically knows that based on using your camera and when it is centering on top of your object with the laser head. On the Pro model like ours, here is the pass-through slot right on the front. It's like a little rubber window here. And as you can see, we use this one to pass our leather hides through. This saves us time from having to cut each hide to size to fit inside the machine. I'll open this one up to show you what we were working on. And we have always loved the quality of our patches that we were able to create. nice clean cuts. That was obviously a big concern of ours. We wanted something that would do a nice engraving and it would do clean cuts without just burning the edges. So that's what we've got here. And we use our magnets. We pick these up from Amazon and they're pretty strong and they hold the edges of the leather down. And obviously when you engrave or you cut leather, the heat, it will make the leather want to pull up. So if you're engraving or cutting and your leather starts pulling, you know, we've had situations before we got the magnets where it wouldn't burn all the way through because it was starting to pucker up. So we've used these. We'll push them right to the edge, just slide them around, and those are super strong. They will smash your fingers if you get them between another magnet. But those are some just cheap Amazon magnets. Underneath the lid, you'll see a little lens here. That is the 3D camera for the Glowforge app software. So when the lid is closed, when you go to the app, which is cloud-based, which I'll talk about in just a second, it gives you an actual image of what is in here. So you're able to line these patches up exactly to the edge. And it's not a guessing game. You know, you don't have to figure out where it's going to line up and mess up jobs. So you can see exactly where these jobs are lined up with the 3D camera lens right here. Here's an example of what you see on your screen with the 3D camera. So here's our job that we have finished, and you can see where we lined it up. There's our magnets, there's our leather hide, and you can actually see the actual job once it's finished inside of here. So super easy to use. I'm not going to talk about all the settings and the software today, but very intuitive software, very simple to use, lots of stock settings, and it's just literally, you know, one button to operate this. Which brings me to one of our next concerns that I had before pulling the trigger was the software. I'm an old school guy. I like to install stuff on the computer. So when I found out that the Glowforge software was cloud-based, you know, that brought up a concern. You know, if our internet is down or if we have a bad signal, we're not going to be able to use the app software that you get access to once you set your Glowforge up. If there's bad weather in Seattle and at the Glowforge headquarters and their whole network or their server goes down, you don't have access to your software, which, you know, we've had zero problems with that. Fortunately, we work inside of our garage. Our router is on the other side of the house in our office, and on the other side of this wall is our dining room. We do have a extender that we've got set up in there, but you know, we've had zero issues. 6 months ago, probably maybe even 12 months ago, we couldn't connect to the software, so we chatted with the Glowforge representative and they let us know that they were actually upgrading their servers. So that was the one problem that we have had in the year and a half of ownership, as far as not being able to connect to the software. But what they were doing was actually updates, and it was down for maybe 45 minutes at the most. So wasn't super critical. And we had patches done, so we could use those patches to work on the hats while the software was being updated, or the servers were being updated. The Glowforge comes with a standard 1-year warranty. They do have an extended warranty program. We have had to use the warranty within that 1 year. One of our machines, the laser, it was just having some issues. It wasn't cutting right. It seemed like there was a power issue, so it wasn't cutting all the way through our leather anymore. The engravings were still perfectly clean and clear. It was just something with the power. So we reached out to the company and did an online chat. And the great thing about the cloud-based software was they can log in to your machine and see what's going on, and they can try and fix it remotely on their end. Unfortunately, they said that it was something that they couldn't fix. So super simple solution. They say, hey, we're going to go ahead and just box up a new machine, send it to you. When you get that one, box your old one up, repackage it, use the prepaid label, go drop it off at your local FedEx or UPS, and you're good to go. So we did that. We had a new machine, and at the time it was in probably about a week that we had the new one up and running. And we did have two at the time, so we didn't get any downtime on work because we still had the one that was up and running. So that is something that we have used and we've been very happy with, is their warranty department and their customer service department. We've reached out periodically the last year and a half for just questions and stuff. And they also have a forum. Once you get your app and everything set up, you can log in, and it's all Glowforge owners that are asking a lot of the same questions that we all, generally have. So you can do a search and find a topic, and Glowforge representatives are actually in there, and they'll interact with you and also try and help answer your questions. So the Glowforge member forum area is a nice plus. People share files on there, SVG files. If you just don't want to make something kind of custom and unique, you can try and find something on there, and people will share their files, they'll share their settings, and it's just a good network. Their affiliate network, that is something that you may or may not hear the most about, but their affiliate network is awesome. And what that is as an owner of Glowforge, you can actually earn money as being a Glowforge owner, not just by making things, but just being an owner and putting yourself out there, kind of like what we do. That's why a lot of videos you'll see or searches online, you'll see a link below, and people always say the link below. And the way that works is, you become part of their team ultimately. And when someone uses your link, it'll take a certain dollar amount off of your purchase. And that's what we did. And we didn't even really understand how the affiliate network even operated when we did our first purchase. And we didn't learn until about 6 months later kind of what we were missing out on. So basically, we reached out to a great guy in Canada who is a big leather crafter, and he called us, and we ended up using his link, and it took $500 off of our Glowforge Pro. What we didn't know is when we purchased that and it saved us $500, he got a either $600 credit towards his in his Glowforge account, where you can use it to buy more materials, or even another Glowforge to go towards that, or you could just cash it out for $500. I didn't see that with any of the other machines that we reviewed, and I don't know of any other products like this that have an affiliate network where you can actually get paid for doing something like this. So that is a big opportunity for you. Maybe you don't make a lot of products, and maybe you just want to be on the hobbyist side of things and be more of a crafter, or you can be a full-fledged business like us, but it gives you the opportunity to earn additional income, just I guess kind of by being an influencer, if you want to use that name. But the Pro model, you can either get $600 in credit or cash out $500. The Plus model, you get $300 credit or cash out $250. And the basic model, they had actually taken away the affiliate program on that one for a while, but it is back. And I believe that one saves $200 off your purchase, and then you can credit $200 or cash out $150. I think that's how the structure is on the basic. But huge plus on that, and that's been a huge benefit for us, and we do try and help you guys if you have any questions and answers. But before anything, we are actually Glowforge users, owners, and we have created a pretty successful business because of this machine. As you can see, once again, my wife, she worked at a Fortune 500 company, and it was labeled as top 20 companies to work for in the United States, and she was able to quit her job last year. So we were a husband and wife team. I worked at an engineering firm for 18 years and started building our company in 2008, just as kind of a hobbyist situation. And it's just kind of turned into this. So we love it. I couldn't imagine anything else that we would be doing right now. And could we have been here also if we would have chosen another machine or another brand? That's up to us. The machine is what makes the quality product, and then the rest is up to the end user, which is us, and delivering a quality product. So Glowforge has been a huge part of our business. We feel like we are very connected with their brand. We've built a great reputation with a lot of their higher ups. They reach out to us and ask us questions. We actually had a video meeting just this week with 20 of their sales reps. They invited us to that. So it's just an awesome opportunity. And the fact that this company reaches out to individuals like us to find ways to help improve, to help people like you, to even continue to help people like us. So I don't know if any of the other manufacturers do that, but when we did our research, I didn't see any information, and I really had a hard time finding just positive, solid reviews on anything, and very hard time on YouTube videos. And I didn't really see a whole lot of interaction with these other brands. And I'm not saying that they're bad machines, but I feel like an interaction with your customer is a huge plus, and that was one of the selling factors to us. Glowforge has also been around for a while. A lot of people are just now learning about them, but they actually started in 2014. They're based out of Seattle, Washington. So they were kind of one of the first to get their foot in the door as the smaller hobbyist side of a desktop laser. Just put in perspective, the Boss lasers that I was talking about earlier, great company also. From everything that we've seen, they just have much larger machines, more industrial machines, some of them going up to $40,000 and $50,000. They've been around since 2012. So two companies that a lot of people know and recognize have been around basically the same amount of time. Some of the comments that we get on, the machine that we decided to go with kind of take me back a little bit with, I don't know, the attitude behind, people with why we're using this to run our business, and saying that Glowforge is not an industrial type machine and you cannot be successful with the Glowforge. But, it's worked for us, and I don't know why, people feel the need to badmouth not just a machine, but basically a brand, and why you decide to go this route. It's kind of like saying, my truck has a V6 in it, and getting ripped apart with why I didn't get a truck with a V8 in it. At the end of the day, I don't need a V8. I'm perfectly happy with my V6, and I consider this a V6 behind me. There's plenty of V8 machines out there that are stronger, that are faster, that are bigger. But again, we don't need that. Do we need a machine that we've got now that makes a leather patch in 3 minutes versus a machine that makes a leather patch in 1 minute? That was just apples to oranges to us, and it just came down to the simplicity of the setup. It actually takes longer to unbox the Glowforge than actually set it up. We usually can get our setup in about, let's say, 20 minutes up and running at the most. Super easy. And again, that was another plus for us. So, I don't know where some of the animosity comes from, but, we've been very successful with our machines. We have I consider a pretty successful Etsy shop, and it's, on average about $10,000 in sales per month just through our Etsy page. And you've got a $6,000 machine behind you, which you're trying to figure out if you need to pull the trigger on. So you spend $6,000 on a machine, and we're doing $10,000 in sales per month. It's kind of a no-brainer, and I get it. We could get a bigger, faster machine for $12,000, $15,000, and make more and make it faster. But, this works for us, and we, while the machine's running, we're doing our job. putting the hats together and shipping things. So, you know, I just can't imagine having anything any faster, and what the benefit for us would be. You know, faster, stronger machine could be a benefit to you. It just depends on, you know, what you're making, and what your ultimate goal is. But our ultimate goal was to stay in our lane and do what we were already doing, which is working with leather to create high-end leather patch hats. And that is where our niche is, and that's where we're going to stay. So at the end of the day, are we happy with our purchase from a year and a half ago? Yes. Were we happy enough to buy 2 machines? Yes. Have we had to use the warranty for these machines? Yes, we have. Was it easy to use? Super simple. Is the laser easy to use? It's got one button. That's it. It is pretty much dummy proof. If you're not a technical person, if you're not savvy with electronics, this is probably one of the easiest machines that you can get, that you can use. You've got 3D camera, so you can see exactly with you know, what you're working on. Is the Glowforge affordable? That depends on what your budget is and where you want to take your brand. Is $6,000 in your budget? Is $5,000, $4,000, $3,000 in your budget? I'm not sure. Are there cheaper machines out there? Sure there are. Are there more expensive machines out there? Absolutely. Just do your research. You know, just see what works best for you, and, you know, sit down, do the math. If you want to take the dive, take the dive, and just see what happens. You know, you've got so many opportunities out there to be creative and be unique. And that's the route that we decided to go. When we started making leather patch hats in probably 2018, I think, there were very few companies that made leather patch hats in 2018. There's a lot of them now. You know, we just try and be the best one out there. We try and interact with people. We try and be open and honest and completely transparent about our business. So that's why we're here. And hopefully, you know, we've answered some questions that you had whenever we were doing the same thing, when we didn't know what we were going to buy or which route we were going to go. I guess the biggest thing is, a lot of people will get a Glowforge or any type of laser, and they get it, they set it up, and they're like, now what? What do I make now? So if that's you, you know, there's a million things that you can make, and maybe make something for your kids, or as Christmas gifts or Valentine's Day gifts that's coming up, just to be fun and creative. And all you have to do is just post that first picture. And a lot of people say, you know, hey, how much is that? Open an Etsy shop. Like I said, we do $10,000 on average a month just on our Etsy shop. Then you pair that with your website. If you want to have a website, we do have one where we also sell our hats on there. Then you pair that with the Glowforge affiliate network, where you can earn money daily, weekly, monthly, just from your affiliate sales, where you know, you just put yourself out there. So you have 3 super easy sources of income, and all you need is a good machine. And this has been a great machine for us, and hopefully if you decide to purchase a Glowforge, it will be a great machine for you as well. Like I said earlier, our affiliate link is down below. Save you $500 off your Glowforge Pro, $300 off your Plus, and then $200 off your basic line. Then you can be part of their affiliate network. It's free. You know, they don't try and hide anything. It's no secret that that it's out there, and it's just been a great opportunity, and we're proud to be Glowforge owners, and hope that we have maybe helped answer some of your questions. So until next time, y'all have a good one.